man, you wanted to bring that was a nightmare game, man. That's a game that, still, I tell PJ Tucker when I ran into him a bunch of times in the NBA, like, thanks to you, they got the red light behind every basket now, So they should have waved that. They should have waved that off, because how many times we've seen that replay and we know that it was still in his hands. So, I joke with him about that, but I mean that because that was the end of the game. But all in all, that game, I know we came out so flat, not flat in the way we were excited. We were really, really pumped. Barnes was coming back. We went to Texas early, and my freshman year, we went down to Austin and played them my freshman year down there, and they handed it to us. They beat us pretty bad down there. So we had that checked off to play them that junior year, and we were ready to, play them. Sheiku had a battle with Royale Ivy, who is a New York guard as well. Me and James Thomas had some battles from when I played in my freshman year. I know Byron Mouton and, Rob Sanders was a good matchup, just size-wise and what they brought to each of the team. So I know going into that game, we were ready. We were ready. The Providence Fanatics, the Friar Fanatics was ready. And we came out so flat. I think we didn't score a field goal for about 10 minutes, maybe 8 minutes. We made free throws and stuff that kept us in the game. And then we went back to the press, what we did in St. John's game back that sophomore year. And we were able to get back into the game and, get excitement into the arena. And then, coming down to the wire, we had a chance and, to go to overtime. But, we had a gamble. I think it was, still say gamble at half court for the reach. I think it was Dwight who reached at half court. And then PJ Tucker went behind his back, and 2 seconds, he threw it up like right off of Marcus's fingertips, and horn sound. I remember they're leaving out and the fans throwing bears and everything on on the players and at Rick Barnes and everything, because, just so much love and so much emotion was in that. It was in the Dunkin' Donuts Center, along with Rick Pitino, if I'm not mistaken, was at that game as well. So, you just had alumni in the building. You had just all the memory, all the love from all the Friars that been there, and then us playing on the court and it kind of just being, stripped from us at the end of the game. And I think that's, that is something that that stings still right now, that game right there.
We had on that team, I believe it was Leland Anderson and Garnett Thompson. And we thought those two guys were probably going to be better than they actually were, right? We were expecting a lot of production out of those guys. We really didn't think there was any room for Ryan. And I will say this, it was Vince Cotero, who was our director of operations at the time. He was the one guy who was talking about Ryan Gomes throughout the preseason and throughout the beginning of the schedule his freshman year, who said, I think we should play him. And nobody else really agreed with him. I mean, Vince was the one guy who was like, I think we should play him. And, I hadn't seen that sort of edge in practice that you needed. He was a good player. And look, one of the things is you don't redshirt kids who you don't think are going to be very good, right? The last thing you want to do is redshirt a kid who's not good enough. But it was really that we had those other two guys. We didn't think there was room for him. Ryan needed to get in better shape. And I give Vince Cotero credit because he was banging the drum the whole time that we needed to put Ryan in the game. And we threw him out there against South Carolina, and he just started getting double doubles right from the moment he stepped on the floor.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you honestly, me and Abdul Mills, we couldn't stand each other because we were the same guard. We played against each other. We're from the same city, so it was a lot of pressure. We were trying to, like, he was returning, coming back from an injury, and then this is my junior year, and I'm like, I'm not gonna stay second. I'm starting. Like, I'm gonna grind for this spot, and I'm gonna outplay you. And I'm gonna do what I gotta do to get this spot. And so we couldn't stand each other. We had, a lot of people don't know that, but we had fights at school, like at practice. Not, just because it's two people that want the same thing. So it was just like that. It wasn't, right now, me and Abdul, we're friends. I see him. I take picture with him. The other day, I seen him at a tournament in Harlem. Black Rob, the celebrity rapper, he was playing in a celebrity game. I went over there. I saw Abdul Mills. We speak, but at that time, it's like two dogs fighting for the same thing, So me and him, we were going at it, and he had got hurt. And then, the team still was like functioning with me out there. They was functioning, and I tried to bring something more to the team than I was trying to bring defense because I watched John Linehan a lot. So when defense, anytime we played against top guards, they always say, Kabba, sick, you got him. Whoever it was, if it was Andre Barrett, if it was Omar Cook, or anybody that we had to play man to man, I had to guard them because I was quick enough to guard these guards. And, you know, I was good. I was pretty solid defensively.
Yeah, so my recruitment, I actually went to Providence on like a high school team camp. I think when I was like a sophomore or junior or something like that in high school. And ever since then, it was just one of those things that kind of stuck in my head. I like the campus. And, you know, I think I met Bob Walsh and Steve DeMeo on that trip. At the time, I was probably not getting as highly recruited yet, but it was one of those things that stuck in my head. So then when I started, you know, getting ranked nationally and having like big summers, it was, you know, the leader already before they even knew it. And then I really wanted to play in the Big East, and I wanted to start. Starting for me was like an important thing. So I was getting recruited by a lot of other Big East schools, but Tim Welsh came out and told us that, you know, I'd be starting as a freshman. So that was really big to me. So that had a lot to do with it.